Today I'm going to be talking about how easy these things are to grow and how best to plant them in your yard and when you can expect them to bloom. So join me while I do that today. All right, so the gladiola. It is a different type of bulb than your typical hyacinth or tulip or daffodil. This bulb is called a corm, and the corm is a little more flat than your typical tulip bulb or daffodil. They are not super cold tolerant, so they don't do well in ground that freezes. And so for some of you, they may be an annual. Depending on where you are, they may come up. Here where we are, they naturalize, as I was saying earlier, beautifully, and they spread like crazy. So in most cases, people plant these in the summer for beautiful fall blooms. Here in Southern California, they bloom typically in the spring when our roses are just starting to put on their first blooms after the tulips and daffodils have finished. Wherever you are, I would just kind of check and read the label on the bulbs that you purchased to see when the best time is for you to plant yours. But for here, they are really starting to sprout right now, as you can tell. That's why I want to get them in the ground. So they come in a variety of colors, from whites to pinks to fuchsia to red to lavenders to even green. There are so many to choose from. And the variety that we have here today is a beautiful white variety that we've been enjoying for years since I put in my back planter. My favorite thing about gladiolas, because they are so tall, you can tuck them in the back of a planter and really have some beautiful vertical interest along with some shrubs that you might have going on. And that's exactly what we've seen in this situation, where we have our roses, our boxwoods, and then we have the height and the beauty of these beautiful white gladiolas every season. They bloom on a long stalk, and they start at the bottom and they gradually work their way up, and they are just amazing each and every year. So when you purchase your gladiolas, after you've researched what color you might like, you want to make sure that your bulbs are nice and healthy and free from any kind of rotting or damage. But yeah, you want to make sure they're nice and firm, just as you would if you were picking out any other type of bulb that you're going to put in the ground. These are extremely healthy. What I've done this last year, because 4 years ago when I planted these, I had about 6 on each side of my roses, and I was blown away with how many I had after they had naturalized. And so I let them dry out so that the energy from the foliage could go back into the bulb. And then once that was completely dried, I basically broke off all of the dead foliage and then stored them away in a cool, dark place for a number of months. And right now they're telling me they're ready because they're starting to sprout. So that's why I want to get them in the ground today. They're very easy to grow. Once you get them in the ground, they basically grow and take care of themselves. If you're in an area where you do freeze, you may be successful doing kind of what I did this year, where you take them out after they've bloomed, let them dry, put them in a dark spot that's not going to freeze, or they're not going to get damaged, and you may be able to overwinter them and then plant them the next spring when the danger of the ground freezing has passed, because these are a little bit more tender than our hardy tulips and daffodils are. So basically the care once we plant these, and that's what we're going to do in just a second, is put them in a nice sunny spot for sure. Keep them moist, but don't let them completely dry out. I would fertilize them upon planting them, and then every so often in years to come after the first initial planting, you could sprinkle some plant tone or something like that on top to give them some nutrients down into the soil. But yeah, that's basically it. In fact, I don't have bulb tone today, so I'm going to be using some biotone starter fertilizer. I feel like something in the ground is better than nothing down in the ground, because they are really anxious to get started, as you can tell. And so giving them that nutrients, I think, is going to give them the boost that they need to really put on their growth and then bloom in the spring. Now, their blooms, they're beautiful. You could leave them out there. These do also make beautiful cut flower arrangements that you could enjoy inside the house. But I'm going to go back here and get these started right now, and I'm going to take you through the process. Let's do it. So as you can tell, I had my gladiolas in these two sections. I have little tiny bulbs, or corms I should say, that are starting to grow, and I have one big one here and one big one on that side that I'm going to have to be careful of when I replant the corms that I'm going to plant in here for this season. So I think what I'm going to do is, I have tons of corms here in this crate that I'm reusing from when I ordered from Color Blends. Some of them are clearly coming up. So I'm going to probably plant maybe 6 or 7 of them on each side. And then I'm going to give the rest away to family members so they can put them in their garden. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to start by really gingerly making sure that I don't rip up the ones that are already growing here. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the fertilizer, and it's going to be just as simple as that. All right, so this hole that I'm digging right in here is just a little bit more than 6 inches deep because, you know, my bulbs are pretty good size. They're very, very healthy, so I want to make sure that they're stable when they start growing. And that's one of the things that I noticed I really needed to address this last year because they were flopping so easily. Let's add the fertilizer, just a little bit of biotone. Mix that in so it's not exactly right on the roots. And as you can tell, they're sprouting, so I'm going to have those facing up where the sprouts are. All right, and once they're planted, just cover them up just like that. So as you can see, it was really easy to get those things in the ground. And I just really want to make a quick note to say, this is about the size of the bulbs. When I originally purchased them, about this size, maybe even just a slight bit smaller. And then after a couple seasons, they really change in their size. I mean, that is quite a difference in size. And when they're really healthy and they like their spot and they enjoy where you've planted them, there's no telling what kind of success that you can enjoy when you plant them in the yard. Not to mention the beautiful flowers that are to come very, very soon. If somebody gave you a bulb that was this size, or if you had taken the bulbs out of the ground and they turned to be this size, you're going to want to plant them a little bit deeper just because they're going to push a much larger stalk. And so you want that extra support. So I would go probably 7, maybe even 8 inches deep. I know that some people say that you can go 12 inches deep. To me, that's a little bit too deep. I would worry about them rotting and maybe not coming up. But I think 7 or 8 inches would be just fine, especially for a larger bulb like this. Now what I've done here is I've planted some of the extra bulbs in the area behind here between my boxwood and these beautiful cauliflower that are going to be pushing some cauliflower in a number of weeks. But after these are all finished in the early spring, I'll hopefully have the beautiful white blooms that these will bring to the yard, in addition to any kind of annual that I plant. Any color would be beautiful with white. It goes well with any color scheme for sure. So we're really looking forward to that. And I just wanted to take you along for the ride while we plant these today, because I don't really talk about gladiolas very much. It seems to be a lot of focus on the tulips that we plant every year. So if you have these, please share your experience with gladiolas and what you do in your garden and the climate that you grow them in every year. I'd really like to hear that. Until next time, everybody, we'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.